generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy,
844-WB-BUILT.
or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in stand and seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's
844-WB-BUILT.
That's 844-WB-BUILT.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. Storm season is approaching. Avoid complications with your insurance company. Sign up for our free pre-season and post-season roof assessment plan. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Fox News, the grand finale to President Biden's week-long first foreign trip, a sit-down with Russia's leader in Geneva, Switzerland. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
Dave, President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin are expected to talk for 4 or 5 hours when they meet at a mansion by the side of Lake Geneva. The leaders agree relations between the US and Russia are at a low point, and they've traded sharp statements in recent months, with President Biden accusing Russia in cyber attacks and of election interference. Both presidents are due to give news conferences separately after the summit. Dave?
Simon, they're supposed to gather next hour. Republicans warn President Biden to warn of consequences if there are more cyber attacks. Congressman Michael McCall tells the Fox News Rundown podcast.
I do think the president has to be forceful and he has to be tough in his approach because Putin has gotten very aggressive.
A setback in court for the president.
A federal judge in Louisiana is ordering an end to the administration's suspension of new oil and gas leases on federal land and water. The policy was challenged by 13 states who argued the administration bypassed bureaucratic steps required before such delays can be undertaken.
That's Fox's Tom Rigotti. Fewer people have been dying of COVID lately, but the number of total deaths in the pandemic in the U.S. has just topped 600,000. But in New York, there were COVID vaccine celebrations. Fireworks last night in New York City and other places as New York hits 70% of adults getting at least one dose. Nationwide, it's almost 65% of Americans 18 and older. A Hawaii police officer charged with murder. 2 others facing attempted murder charges in the shooting death of a 16-year-old boy in April. A shock to Honolulu's police chief because a prosecutor moved forward despite a grand jury last week declining to indict the officers. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Starting off your Wednesday, crash-free and quiet right now along 75. We started out with a crash out near Bonita Springs northbound, but everything back open on the interstate. No problems right now up and down US 41. A little bit slow right now at the intersection of Daniels Parkway and State Road 82 in Lehigh Acres, coming out of Lehigh toward Gateway especially. Looking good, though, if you're on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers. Should be running at about 2 to 3 minutes in each direction. Our downtown 41 bridge is also up to speed. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a few showers this morning, look for scattered thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, where we will be warm and humid, highs pushing into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Storms winding down as we head into this evening, where we will be looking at a mild night ahead with temperatures only cooling down into the middle 70s. A little bit drier for your Thursday as isolated thunderstorms return to the area. Highs still very warm though, in the upper 80s to lower 90s before the heat is on, with highs back in the middle 90s by this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
License number CCC 1333045.
You have hundreds of roofers to choose from, but at Crown Residential Services, we think we're the only choice in Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties. Crown Residential Services, the highest quality roofs with competitive pricing. Looking to re-roof, repair, or get roof maintenance on your home? Count on Crown for superior craftsmanship and peace of mind. Florida's most trusted roofer, and satisfaction is our goal. Get Crown on it today. Call 855-CROWN55 or online at crownroofing.com.
Indeed believes less is more. That's why they have powerful tools to help you source, screen, and hire quality people faster. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet, pad, and labor. But this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you standing there. Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talking text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. You know how we do appreciate you visiting the website to watch this very program. And thank you very much for that. Also, some people decide that they would like to go to Facebook and watch. And for the time being, we're still there. We're still up there. So feel free to make your way over to there as well if you so desire. Jake, it is midweek. Maybe I might ask this real quick as I'm trying to do something that I should have done before we started the program, but I didn't do it. Look at me. Hey, how you doing today? Just stalling for some time. You feeling good? You had a good night last night? Everything good? You feeling prepared and ready to go this morning?
Yeah, 100%. I'm just, concerned.
Listen, you're concerned. What are you concerned about?
I'm
By the way,
about your non-belief in aliens.
Why? Is there something?
It could be dangerous.
Is there some other news story that's come out now that I need to know about? Is there a new alien news story?
No, but funny thing is, I was looking into some documents that were disclosed by the FBI and the CIA recently, and they did disclose some of the objects that were in the sky and these videos that were released could have possibly been created by the United States.
Are you? Wait a minute. Hold on, Jakey Jake.
I saw it and I thought about you.
Are you?
And I'm like, this guy, if he's right, he's right.
Me.
All along. I'm just saying.
Look at you. Hold on. I don't have the, wait a second. All right, give me time. All right, there you go. So are you trying to suggest that as we start today, a glorious Wednesday, just because of the way it started with what you just said, are you suggesting right out of the gate that I may have been right about some of what I'm thinking when it comes to the issue of aliens?
Yes, because there was one in particular, the triangle one, that was released by, the Air Force.
Yeah.
There was a patent that was produced by the military that was submitted to the patent office, and it was denied because they didn't think it was real.
Okay. So, all right. So just to start off our Wednesday, and now I don't have to stall anymore because I'm great. Okay. Just to start off the day, we're starting with Jake saying that I was right all along, if you will. You see what we did there, which I think is, all right, I got it, which is a great way to start the day. So that makes me feel good. I'm energized now. Again, if you're wondering, the Drew Steele theory of aliens and these UFOs and everything is very simple. These are not beings that are from outer space that are coming here and watching us and are like, look at the ants in a jar. No, they're not doing that. Most likely, it is either something that we have put out there and are testing, because you have to test them in the skies, because you can't test them in underground facilities all the time. Or it is somebody else who has maybe stolen our technology because we're the best, because we're America, because we're it, and usually everything that everyone else comes up with, like, I won't go there. But anyway, is usually stolen from us and then remanufactured or repurposed. That it could be somebody else, another country that does not do us. They're not going to pat us on the back. They mean to do us harm, or maybe some nefarious purposes that have created these things and are flying them over military facilities and things because they want to let us know that they exist as a threat. And it's that kind of behind the scenes thing. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's aliens. Okay. Well, I'm so grateful that we started the day talking about aliens, because I just lost. Okay, there goes the audience. Come back. Okay, they're back. All right. So I am going to talk about something this morning. I'll probably talk about it early. I'll probably bring it up maybe in about 20 minutes or so, that I thought for a second might be controversial. Talked to my wife about it this weekend, kind of as a goof. Had to do with schools. And then I talked to a couple of other people, prominent politicians, who were put off by what I said initially. But then we come to find out that in Nevada, they're talking about it as well. Had no idea. And I think I came up with a solution. And I'll tease it this way. I won't even tease it. I'll just tell you. Maybe controversial, but I'm going to go into detail. You ready for this, Jake? Here we go. It's not aliens. Should teachers wear body cams? Should teachers in the classroom wear body cams? Keep that in your mind. Let that marinate, float around. Already you're starting to think all kinds of different things about it, and every single thought that you're having is right to some degree. But we're going to dig into this because I think it's an interesting idea, thought, and I took it a step further to the point where I had one politician tell me, hey, I might even move some legislation on this if it doesn't exist in the state. Yeah, I said that, so we're gonna talk about that coming up. Let that marinate. Okay, a couple of things that happened yesterday that we should dig into more. The story of Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert, and Jon Stewart going on to Colbert's program and running with the lab leak theory has people apoplectic in some cases, has people beside themselves. They don't know what to do because how dare a lefty start talking about lab leak theories? You can't do that. And what happens is two things. And I'm telling you, this is an important story. And I know you've probably heard some of the audio yesterday, but I have a different take on it. That everybody is out to cancel each other in some way, shape, or form. And they don't even want to know the info. They don't want to know the details. They don't want to dig in and find out what it is that they're talking about. They have their flag that is planted firmly in the ground. They have their tribe that they are going to stick with no matter what. And the tribalism is what is so worrisome, because even when the evidence is out there that things need to be looked into further, that policies will be made. And Jon Stewart just made the case with Colbert yesterday, exactly what I've been saying, that everything is political and everybody has a political bias. And if you've made the claim that you are a liberal Democrat, if you've made the claim that you think that a CRT, for example, is something that should be taught in schools, otherwise we can't be world class, which was something that was said here in a Lee County school, a school board member, whether you think that there's no way that I would be biased when it comes to the things that I would do in the community as an elected official for a school board or a county commission or city council, that's a lie. Because everything is tainted by politics. And if you hate Governor DeSantis and hate Trump, you're going to do anything and everything you can to figure out ways to not implement policies that they would move forward because you think that they're dangerous and crazy and fill in the blank. You know how that works, right?
He is like a little baby.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that meant. All right, so did you hear, Jake, yesterday? Played a little bit of it at the end of the program, but I didn't get into detail. Did you hear the Stephen Colbert Jon Stewart conversation that they had last night? Stephen Colbert, The Late Show, has an audience now, their back studio audience. You remember, I played a little clip of it, but I didn't get into detail. Okay, I want you to follow along with this because this is important. As it is comedy, sort of, it's important that you hear this because it tells and spells the difference between the science and the emotion of politics. So listen, so Stephen Colbert has this conversation with Jon Stewart, and they're talking about, Colbert asked Jon Stewart what he thinks about the vid and his thoughts on what's been happening with the vid. And he says,
I think we owe a great debt of gratitude to science. Science has, in many ways, helped ease the suffering of this pandemic, which was more than likely caused by science.
Right, so now you get this, right? How many times have we said this? It's science that ruins things. They burn things to the ground, and it's like science that comes along and picks up the pieces. We're going to use science against the science that destroyed everything. I mean, is he wrong about that? Is he, Jake is, right? I don't think he's wrong about that. But Stephen Colbert is like, all right, hold on, I got to sit back for this one.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean like there's a chance that this was created in a lab, there's an investigation?
A chance?
Well, if there is evidence, I'd love to hear it.
There's a novel respiratory coronavirus overtaking Wuhan, China. What do? Oh, you know who we could ask? The Wuhan novel respiratory coronavirus lab. The disease is the same name as the lab. That's just a little too weird, don't you think? And then they ask the scientists, they're like, how did this, so wait a minute, you work at the Wuhan respiratory coronavirus lab. How did this happen? And they're like, a pangolin kissed a turtle. And you're like, no, the name of your lab, if you look at the name, let me see your business card. Show me your business card. Oh, I work at the coronavirus lab in Wuhan. Oh, because there's a coronavirus loose in Wuhan. How did that happen? Maybe a bat flew into the cloaca of a turkey and then it sneezed into my chili, and now we all have coronavirus. Like, come on.
Wait a second.
What about this? What about this? Listen to this.
Wait a second.
All right.
John.
Oh my God. There's been an outbreak of chocolatey goodness near Hershey, Pennsylvania. What do you think happened? Like, oh, I don't know. Maybe a steam shovel mated with a cocoa bean. Or it's the chocolate factory. Maybe that's it.
That could be.
All right, so then the crowd laughs, okay, making a joke about the lab theory, but he's trying to make this point that the lab in China, and how do we not see this, of course, because Trump and everybody knows that's one of the bottom lines is if Trump said it, that the tribalism is so deep that because he said it, everybody is willing to throw away science, right? Because orange man bad, and you've got to stick with that narrative. But at this moment in time, Jon Stewart goes on the program and people are saying, wow, Stephen Colbert blindsided by a crazy Jon Stewart. He wasn't blindsided. Do you honestly think that Jon Stewart was going to go onto Stephen Colbert's show and say, hey, I'm going to say something really controversial, so get ready? Maybe he did, but he was ready for it. He knew it was coming. It could very well be a plan between comedy hosts who realize what is out there and what is obvious and are now trying to joke about everything to try to lighten up the mood because, man, we just destroyed an economy. Man, we've got teenagers right now in mass at numbers like we've never seen before that are talking about suicide because what you've done to an economy and what you've done to a globe due to a virus that has a 99.7% survival rate. And these are things we've known for a long time. And you were willing to throw it all away in a lot of ways because Trump. So what's the point here? Again, they're starting to eat their own. And I'll prove this in just a second. So what's the other side of this? The other side of it is Stephen Colbert, for some reason, just is not going to sit back and accept that and is still, with all the science that's out there, with all the questions that are out there, with all the things that we know, even the dreaded word hydroxychloroquine, which has popped up recently, and I'm going to explain why that's in the news again, and you're not going to believe why that has come up. So again, then there's this other side, and listen to this.
That could very well be, and Anthony Fauci and Francis Collins and NIH have said, like, it should definitely be investigated.
Don't stop with the logic and people and things. The name of the disease.
Wait a second.
The building.
Wait a second. But it could be possible. You could be right. It could be possible that they have the lab in Wuhan to study the novel coronavirus diseases because in Wuhan, there are a lot of novel coronavirus diseases because of the bat population there.
I understand.
It's like the saying,
it's
like,
a
wait
local
a second.
specialty.
All right, so let me just stop there. So you have Colbert who's trying to make sense of this, who's trying to make a Jon Stewart who's talking about a lab leak theory and bringing this up. Is it even possible that Jon Stewart was playing the dupe, the dolt, to Stephen Colbert's, listen, let's be wise about this, let's be smart. And Jon Stewart is trying to be the dolt to make him and this position look like you and make you the dolt. Did you ever think of that? That maybe this was all planned out. But again, there are people trying to examine this. And he's talking about that there's lots of bats in Wuhan. Well, the fact of the matter is that there aren't a lot of bats in Wuhan. The bats that they bring into these labs are from the southern portion of China. They're not flying around Wuhan the way he's describing. So already there's a little misinformation, disinformation. But then Jon Stewart says,
and it's the only place to find bats. You won't find bats anywhere else.
Why?
Wait, Austin, Texas has thousands of them that fly out of a cave every night. Every night at dusk. Is there a coronavirus, an Austin coronavirus? No, it doesn't seem to be an Austin coronavirus. The only coronavirus we have is in Wuhan.
Yes.
Where they have a lab called, what's the lab called again, Stephen?
The Wuhan Novel Coronavirus Lab.
I believe that's the case.
And
now,
how long have you worked for Senator Ron Johnson?
Let me tell you something.
And right there goes the slap in the face and the conspiracy theory, Ron Johnson, and again, all anybody Republican or conservative is crazy and conspiracy theory and the like. Okay, I'll just leave it there. But why am I bringing this up? Because I was amazed at how many people were talking about it yesterday and how many people tweeted about it and even a text that I saw just this morning. The Washington Post opinion piece. Jon Stewart's rant is a reminder. Don't rely on celebrities for COVID-19 theories. What? Really? Wait. Did you just say don't rely on celebrities for COVID-19 theories? The same celebrities that said Orange Man bad, that Trump has no idea what he's talking about when he's the one that brought up the idea that it may have come from the lab and it's something that had to be investigated about what the WHO is doing and who they're siding with and who they're not. And hydroxychloroquine, which we find out right now, many studies now that have come out that says, yes, hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin have been very, 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 very effective. Could have saved a lot of lives. But you decided that you were going to make that the boogeyman evil because Orange Man bad, and you didn't follow the science. You followed your emotion. And how many people were not allowed to be here now because of your decision? Yeah, I know that's harsh. That's hyperbolic. But this is the Washington Post now. Yeah, let's not get crazy. Tom Cotton keeps repeating coronavirus conspiracy theory that was already debunked until it wasn't, and then they didn't really kind of sort of take it back, but they did. Yeah. Amazing. The bottom line is very simple. When we have this much tribalism, partisanship, planting flags because you believe that somebody who is politically and ideologically different from you has to be evil because of that, meaning Republicans and conservatives, and there's so much partisanship over COVID, even to this degree, how could you even trust that politics won't play a part in even the smallest decisions in our life? And the answer is it does. And it's quite the battle that we are waging here. And you know, it's a political, ideological battle, and one that we will win because we're going to be now as persistent as the left is. We're not going to let things slide. And we're not going to let people tell us you're not allowed to ask whether or not is my political affiliation, because as far as this race is, you shush it. Yeah, we want to know because that's how nutty you all have been. And there's more on this. Andrew McCabe saying the FBI isn't sure why the GOP was attacked playing that baseball game, the anniversary of yesterday. Steve Scalise is like, well, hold on a second. All the evidence was there. There's no mystery. But yet, Andrew McCabe saying something like that. Again, this is how the politics play in. We'll get to that story. Also, Nikki Fried had a couple of things to say here about our governor in the state of Florida, because, you know, Nikki Fried's trying to make a name for herself as well. In
marijuana?
Yeah, I know. Okay. And what did she say about the governor? Pretty outrageous, pretty hyperbolic, really over the top. And the left media loves it. So we'll have that coming up. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Economies may be reopening, but many office buildings are still relatively empty. A security company, Castle Systems, says its data show fewer than 3 out of 10 white-collar employees, on average, are back at the office in 10 major U.S. cities. A French court orders IKEA to pay $1.3 million for spying on its workers. Meantime, a former Amazon VP tells the New York Times the company tracks warehouse workers' every move because founder Jeff Bezos thinks people are inherently lazy. Southwest Airlines suffered computer glitches for 2 straight days, causing flight delays and cancellations. The airline says the separate issues regarding weather data and reservations are resolved and flights are back to normal. And the Dow fell 94 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Only T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help businesses realize new possibilities, like our WFX solutions enabled by our nationwide 5G network that help teams stay connected and productive where work happens. We also provide an award-winning customer experience and first-class benefits with every plan. Get unmatched network support and value without any trade-offs at T-Mobile.com/unconventional. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. And get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. Offers with approved credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expire 6/30.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Who will help you get there? You've spent years working, taking care of your kids, saving money, and now you're nearing retirement. Or maybe you're already retired. Now it's your turn. You get to decide where to go next. Will your retirement include travel? Do you have a guide to help you get there? Bob Grace has helped hundreds of families create their retirement roadmap. Don't let financial limitations take you off course in retirement. Bob wants you to have the retirement you've worked so hard for. Come in and meet with Bob and his team. They'll help you create a retirement roadmap that's tailored to your lifestyle and long-term financial goals. Call today at 239-249-8888 and schedule a visit. 239-249-8888 or visit retirewithgrace.com. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair, or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. Beer.
Always on time, or you don't pay time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Wink News, traffic.
Starting off your Wednesday, crash-free and quiet right now along 75. We started out with a crash out near Bonita Springs northbound, but everything back open on the interstate. No problems right now up and down US 41. A little bit slow right now at the intersection of Daniels Parkway and State Road 82 in Lehigh Acres, coming out of Lehigh toward Gateway especially. Looking good, though, if you're on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers. Should be running at about 2 to 3 minutes in each direction. Our downtown 41 bridge is also up to speed. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a few showers this morning, look for scattered thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, where we will be warm and humid, highs pushing into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Storms winding down as we head into this evening, where we will be looking at a mild night ahead, with temperatures only cooling down into the middle 70s. A little bit drier for your Thursday as isolated thunderstorms return to the area. Highs still very warm, though, in the upper 80s to lower 90s before the heat is on, with highs back in the middle 90s by this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is the best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. They will not be undersold. Start with a free consultation. PlantationShuttersForYou.com. And God bless everyone.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet Store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet Store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet Store.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Coin Tip of the Day. I see full-page ads in the newspaper every day offering thousands of dollars for your air conditioner trade-in. They're ads about giant rebates and cashback deals, and I personally believe these companies think that the average consumer is too stupid to know the truth. I have more faith in you folks. There's no such thing as a trade-in or a real cashback in this business. The fake rebates and trade-ins are just overpriced air conditioning systems with a discount. They can't resell this equipment, and there's no such thing as an AC trade-in. It's as phony as the people trying to sell them. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes, license CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949, and never offering fake and phony rebates and cashback.
The real estate market is really hot right now, but for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
Women frequently find themselves at the forefront during life's most challenging times, such as divorce or the loss of a loved one. Making wise, long-term decisions can feel intimidating. At FindMark, we educate women and their partners on managing their financial affairs together. Wise decision-making is essential. We can help. With locations in Naples, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, and Estero, and online at FindMarkBank.com.
Rockstar Harley needs used inventory, so we're giving 115% of Kelly Blue Book value when trading for a new Harley this week. Rockstar Harley has finance specialists on site to help get you approved. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, we can help. We trade anything, bikes, cars, RVs, and more. It's worth more at Rockstar Harley. Oh, way too much in your trade? Get 115% of Kelly Blue Book trade value right now at Rockstar Harley. For my reconditioning and someday.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
We'll buy your car today, on the spot, and pay you $500 more than anyone else. It's the ultimate buyback event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. 4 days only. Market conditions and a record month have caused a massive demand for your used vehicle, allowing Sutherland to pay more than ever for trade-ins. Up to 130% book value and $500 more than any other written offer. No purchase necessary. Sutherland Nissan will buy your car outright. You don't need to buy one of our cars. Bring your vehicle to Sutherland and get paid up to 130% value today. Hurry, this event ends 7 p.m. Sunday. It's the ultimate buyback event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Nobody in Florida pays you more for your old car than Sutherland. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. And quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Embrace paradise at the Boathouse on Naples Bay, overlooking the glistening waters as the yachts, dolphins, and clouds go by. You're invited to join them, either by car or tie your boat to one of the docks and experience the newly remodeled, expansive waterfront Lido deck. To make your experience even more enjoyable, the Boathouse on Naples Bay has installed the best cooling misters, fans, and state-of-the-art mosquito control systems. Visit boathouseonnaplesbay.com for more information.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Nine 479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. Appreciate you watching right now. All right. I'm going to talk about a lot of different things this morning. We'll get to the agriculture commissioner who wants to be governor, who's quite sure that she's got the topics, the issues that are of the most importance to people here. Nikki Fried in the state of Florida. And,
marijuana.
Okay, easy. And some of the things that she said about Ron DeSantis. Did she really say that Ron DeSantis wants to start a race war and a culture war because he's opposed to the teaching of critical race theory in public schools? Did she really say that? I got the audio, and you'll decide whether that's what she said. So that's coming up in just a bit. Also, the Australians see what you see, what I see, what the media here in this country doesn't really want to talk about very much, and that is the president of the United States is broken down. And the media doesn't want to talk about how broken down he is. As a matter of fact, it feels oftentimes like the president of the United States is constantly in trouble. I mean, it's not my words. It's really his words, right?
There's not a lot of people here. I apologize. I'm going to get in trouble. But anyway, we'll get back. I'm sorry I'm going to get in trouble with staff if I don't do this the right way. Jennifer Jacobs, Bloomberg. I'm going to get in trouble with my staff. Yeah, go ahead, but I pretend that you didn't answer you.
Looking for my mask. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, they're suffering at
What do you say to the folks in India?
Look, I'm sorry. This is the last question I'll take, and I'm really going to be in trouble.
Well, he's constantly in trouble. Like, who's he going to be in trouble with? Constantly. That's all you hear about is a president who's, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Which, don't let that bother you. You know, Biden and Putin getting together and talking behind closed doors. If he's worried about getting in trouble with whoever the people are that he's going to get in trouble with, that would give him trouble, and what kind of trouble that would be is an odd thing, then I can only imagine that the discussions that will happen with a world leader and somebody like Vladimir Putin is going to go just fine. There you go. Wasn't it Donald Trump that talked about how just to get Biden out on the stage, they give him a shot in the tush of something just to get him up and running? Wasn't that like one of his jokes? But look that up, Jake. Remind me. Look that up and see about Trump saying Biden has to get this shot in the tush. And I'll bet you there's some kind of audio clip out there. You'll find it. But anyway, is there anything that we can give him for this meeting with him? All right, moving on. 239-479-5592. I really want your help in this discussion And it's tongue in cheek, but it's serious because another state is talking about it. And I brought it up with a few people, and I'm just asking you what you think. So I really need you to call or text. And here's the question that I am posing. Should parents, let me rephrase that. Should teachers wear body cams? Should they be mandatory? Not just cops, but teachers. Now, why am I saying this? I jokingly was talking to my wife over the weekend about how we just need to have body cams or cameras in the classroom to see exactly what teachers are teaching our kids. Like, why not? What's the problem? What are people fearful of? What are teachers fearful of? Why would anybody be fearful of a camera or something recording where we can get to hear the discussions that teachers are having with students in classrooms? Now, at first blush, of course, it's like, it seems outrageous. Like, how outrageous is that? You can't do that. That's crazy. Do you know what kind of disruption you would have in the, well, would you? The way things are right now and the questions we have about critical race theory being taught. Oh, critical race theory isn't being taught in schools. Well, it's nice that the left tries to make it seem as if there's no curriculum on critical race theory. I've been through this a million times. It is being taught. It's just, if they're teaching social justice in the classroom, that's critical race theory. So anyway, a Nevada Family Alliance is putting a proposal forward in the state where they're saying that at government schools, your taxpayer dollars paying for the buildings, paying for the salaries, that requiring government schools to wear body cams for teachers is something they would like to see. Now, if you think that that's unnecessary, we played that audio yesterday of the LGBTQ sixth grade teacher in Springfield, Missouri. Well, I'm not sure if I can play the audio right now because I'm not sure if there's cussing in it, but I'll try it. Just get the dump button ready. In Springfield, Missouri, who bullied a boy who asked why the straight kids in the classroom were not allowed to have her quote-unquote unicorn cupcakes. In other words, they were only for the gay students. They were not for the straight students. And then she went after the kid.
Because I support another thing doesn't mean I don't support straight people too. Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I don't also support black people or Irish people or ignorant people.
Never said it was like that.
Okay.
Just said he did. No word.
Would you like a special unicorn cupcake for being straight jerk?
Yes.
All right, come here. Get a straight jerk cupcake for being a pill.
Okay, so she said, okay, here you go, straight jerk. Here's your straight jerk cupcake. You want one? Here. This is happening in the classroom. Now, if somebody didn't record it, you would never know that's happening. It would be somebody's word against somebody else's word. But people are saying, well, hold on. A Nevada advocacy group is pushing for teachers to wear body cams in the classroom to make sure they aren't teaching critical race theory in schools and indoctrinating our students. Well, what about that? Look, I would love to hear from you, 239-479-5592, to see what you think about that. But are we at the point now where that is such an outrageous thing? And I see both sides, because you have one side that says, well, hold on. Talk about an intrusion. I mean, I already hate the idea of red light cameras and cameras on every street corner. And I hate the idea that we have to see and know everything. And so it's an intrusion on our privacy. And yeah, but is it really an intrusion on privacy if we're talking about a public school building? It's your school. You're paying for the teachers, and that's your tax dollars. I mean, is it outrageous to say that we'd like some cameras in the classroom? I want to know what my kids are being taught. And I might even have an answer for those that think this is an outrageous step, that maybe this is too far. But I do think that, as provocative as it may be, it's also an interesting discussion in how we can stop number one. Things like critical race theory being taught in our schools. This is not some kind of conservative Republican drum this up. This is real. This is an issue. Everybody knows it. And the reason why the left is pushing back against it is because they know that they're busted and this is something that we're not going to allow to happen. But we're at a point now where, I mean, you've got a device in your house that pretty much listens to everything you say. You got a device in your hand that's pretty much listening to everything you say. We have cameras on street corners to fight crime that we've agreed that it's a good thing, even with the concerns about privacy. I mean, many people do. So I just wonder if it's just a step too far. All right, so let's ask Jerry. Jerry's in Naples. Jerry, is this a step too far? I mean, I have some other ideas on this, but give me your initial thoughts.
Drew, I think I have mixed feelings about it, but, I see it being bigger than just this critical race theory. I mean, I have children that are from high school to elementary age. Sometimes I hear about what they're not learning. Also, I look at the fact that, we have a lot of teachers that get into trouble with physical relationships with students. I think cameras can help prevent a lot of that as well. It's more broad than just a critical race theory or what they're teaching. I think it can protect both ways, in the bigger picture as well.
Yeah, it is something that many people look at and think it's provocative to even bring it up. But then when I ask them why, it's hard for them to come up with a reason why it would be a bad thing, except for the privacy issue. But we're talking about a public school. We're not talking about your home. I'm not talking about a body camera on parents so we can see what you're doing in the privacy of your home. So it is.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. There's so many things that go on in classrooms these days. Students that do a lot of crazy stuff. These cameras would be helpful to protect the teachers and let the parents see what their kids are doing, and vice versa. Parents need to have knowledge or a bigger window on what is going on in that classroom so they can see what their tax dollars are being spent on, why their kids are getting the grades they get, because maybe it's not just their lack of trying. Maybe it's just the way that the teacher's communicating a lesson or lack thereof. I mean, it has a lot of benefits, and there's always disadvantages. There's two sides to the pendulum swing, sure. But I'm pretty neutral, but I definitely can see a lot of benefits these days, especially with what is going on in the climate.
Yeah, Jerry, listen, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. It's worth a discussion. I mean, I see what people are texting, 239-479-5592. Let's see. It starts small, like in the classroom, next will be anywhere. Well, it's already everywhere, right? Jake, where can you go where you're not going to be on camera at this point? I mean, they just had a story on, what was the story that they just had on Fox National? About Amazon, who's Jeff Bezos, who's got cameras in his, all over the place, tracking all his employees because he thinks they're lazy. Just check it up. Cameras are everywhere. Somebody said, look, nice, give away more freedom. What does it say? Give away more freedom by adding cameras everywhere. Yeah, I see the point. I do, but I think it is an interesting idea about having this discussion. But I might have the answer to this as well. The concerns that people have about cameras. Steve's in Fort Myers. Go ahead, Steve. What are your thoughts on this?
Good morning. Yeah, I think it's an absolutely fabulous idea. There are countless reasons why it's a great idea.
Well, give me one. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're on. Go ahead. I'm going. You said countless ideas, and then you just stopped. Well, give me one.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You can capture bullying in the classroom. You can capture. Somebody mentioned inappropriate behavior between teacher and student, problems between students. I don't, and it's not an invasion of privacy. If you're in a group setting, you're in a group environment, so there's no privacy there anyway. So it's not a privacy issue. I believe it's a liberal issue trying to just keep control over us in a general way. So I think I see nothing but an upside to it.
You know, the story in the American Thinker that's talking about Reno's discussion about this in Nevada is saying that cost isn't an issue. People saying, well, how are you going to pay for it? The camera they're looking at using is like $35 on Amazon. It's like a 1080p full HD body cam with microphone. So again, there are nearly 3 million teachers in America. We shouldn't have to rely on kids taking videos in classrooms to hold millions of teachers accountable and districts accountable. Right. I mean, we have cameras in our school board meetings. Well, what about what the kids are being taught? Listen, if they're being taught well, then that's great. If you're concerned about how it's going, then we might have another issue. Is what people have said to me. I'm just trying to get both sides.
Right, and there's no possible way it's a financial restraint because these school boards, these departments have budgets that, they have no difficulty with something like this. It's not a financial restraint.
Right. Yeah. And thanks for the call, Steve. I appreciate it. A couple of people that I talked to have brought that up. But is it really? We're talking about billion-dollar school budgets. Yeah. All right, 239-479-5592, an interesting topic that maybe we'll take into next hour because a lot of people are calling. What do you think about this? I brought this up kind of tongue-in-cheek to my wife over the weekend about having cameras in classrooms. Is it time that we see exactly what's going on? And then in Nevada, they're talking about mandatory body cams for teachers. The way things are right now, what about that? It's civil liberties. Well, it's a public school. It's a public place. It's a public building. I don't know. I think it's a pretty interesting topic. I think we'll dig into this more coming up and get both sides. Listen, I want to hear all about it because I see both sides. I understand both sides, and let's talk about it. Coming up next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Rush Limbaugh.
Of privilege, white privilege, male privilege, wealth privilege. Well, there's something called emergency diploma privilege for lawyers. A bill before the New York State Legislature would allow law school graduates to go straight to law practice without bothering to take the bar exam. What's the emergency? The coronavirus. New York State still officially under a declared COVID-19 disaster emergency. September is when the next New York State bar exam is supposed to take place. But that's too soon. There still might be some corona germs lingering in September, and these young, healthy, future lawyers can't possibly risk taking the bar exam in person. So liberal New York State legislators are coming to the rescue. They say that as long as these prospective lawyers have good character and display general fitness to be a lawyer, an attorney, then screw the bar exam. These grads can just be declared lawyers. And standards plummet again. Just get rid of everything that makes it hard. Make it easy. Who needs exams at all, by the way? Who cares if you pass or fail these days? Just get your trophy. Start earning big bucks. Lawyers helping lawyers. It's just amazing to watch what's happening in our country with the liberal left in charge of it. Everything's being destroyed.
Through the Stand Up for Betsy Ross campaign, you changed the lives of dozens of hero families in need. The campaign benefited the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Tunnel to Towers builds mortgage-free, smart homes for our nation's most catastrophically injured veterans and first responders, for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families with young children.
Tunnel to Towers pays off mortgages in full for these families and provides them with the comfort of a home. And thanks to this campaign, you have seen to it that we have been able to send a charitable donation in total of $5 million.
Your kindness, generosity, and patriotism brought hope when it was needed most. But more of America's heroes and their families need your support. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's the letter T, the number 2, T.org.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose. just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
License number CCC 1333045.
Storm safety starts at the top. When the wind and rain come, count on Crown Residential Services to make certain your roof is storm ready. After all, it should never rain inside your house. Crown offers repairs, replacement, free estimates, and the Crown Guard maintenance program, so you can be prepared and stay prepared. Is your roof ready? Not sure? Count on Crown. Call 855-CROWN-55. That's 855-CROWN-55. Make sure your biggest investment is absolutely protected. Call 855-CROWN-55.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Over the past year, I've helped thousands turn their lives around. And today, I'm going to tell you the one simple trick that will change everything. All you have to do is...
And now a message from our sponsor.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat, RV, or other outdoor vehicle for great protection and even more savings. Progressive.
And that's it. You'll have that for the rest of your lives. I'm so excited for you.
Progressive. There's never a bad time for great protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District. It's the U.S. versus Russia. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden is about to sit down with Russian leader Vladimir Putin.
He needs to tell Putin, if there's another cyber attack in America coming from Russian soil, you're going to pay a price.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. The meeting is in Geneva, Switzerland. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
Dave, President Putin has arrived in Geneva in the past hour. President Biden flew in yesterday. The summit is due to begin in the next few minutes. The leaders are expected to talk for 4 or 5 hours before giving separate news conferences at the end of their discussions. Both presidents agree U.S.-Russia relations are at a low point, and neither side is predicting any breakthroughs. President Biden says he's seeking stability and predictability. Dave?
Simon, COVID cases and deaths have been declining recently, but they keep adding up. The number of people who've died in the U.S. in this pandemic now tops 600,000, and there is some concern about this.
The Delta variant, first diagnosed in India, is believed by the CDC to be more transmittable person to person than other offshoots of COVID. It also tends to cause more severe cases once contracted. Even with increased transmissibility, Fox News is being told that the current vaccines do give people a reduced risk of getting it.
Fox's Gernal Scott in New York City. Fireworks last night. Also in other cities and towns as the state celebrated reaching 70% of adults with at least one vaccine dose, nationwide at 65%. While Republicans criticize Vice President Harris for not going to the border, former President Trump will 2 weeks from today.
In a statement saying, the Biden administration inherited from me the strongest, safest, and most secure border in U.S. history, and in mere weeks they turned it into the single worst border crisis in U.S. history.
That's Fox's Griff Jenkins. America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Starting off your Wednesday, crash-free and quiet right now along 75. We started out with a crash out near Bonita Springs northbound, but everything back open on the interstate. No problems right now up and down US 41. A little bit slow right now at the intersection of Daniels Parkway and State Road 82 in Lehigh Acres, coming out of Lehigh toward Gateway especially. Looking good, though, if you're on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers. Should be running at about 2 to 3 minutes in each direction. Our downtown 41 bridge is also up to speed. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a few showers this morning, look for scattered thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, where we will be warm and humid, highs pushing into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Storms winding down as we head into this evening, where we will be looking at a mild night ahead with temperatures only cooling down into the middle 70s. A little bit drier for your Thursday as isolated thunderstorms return to the area. Highs still very warm, though, in the upper 80s to lower 90s before the heat is on, with highs back in the middle 90s by this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Inside the train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service, so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. Appreciate you watching. If you're at Facebook, you can watch there at Drew Steele Radio as well. All right. Coming up, a couple of topics we will hit on. You'll get to hear the Florida Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, a leading contender to challenge Ron DeSantis in 22, claiming in a radio interview that DeSantis was seeking a quote-unquote race war and a cultural war because of his staunch opposition to teaching critical race theory in public schools. All right, so you'll hear that audio. That's pretty interesting. Also, we come to find out that the GOP lawmakers have been talking in Washington, D.C. about unveiling a bill to defund 1619 projects in public schools. So how about blocking federal funds for public schools from being used to teach the 1619 project published by the New York Times? Now, there are people that will fight that and say, oh, well, we know what that's all about. That's because you don't want our kids to know about our history, the truth, the unvarnished truth. No, though, that's not true. No, I have absolutely no problem. I don't think anybody has a problem with kids learning about our history, about global history, without any issue, because that's how you learn never to do it again. Not start doing it again now, just in a different way with a Marxist twist like the 1619 Project is. But anyway, I digress. Also, we come to find out that in Charlotte County, for all you Charlotte Countyers, the school board there voted to make masks voluntary in Charlotte County schools, which is a nice thing, considering the things that we've discovered about masks. And thanks to our good friend Jennifer Cabrera at Rational Ground, rationalground.com, dangerous pathogens are found on children's face masks. Hey, did you know that? A bunch of parents in Gainesville said, hey, we're going to send these off to a University of Florida lab, and we want to analyze the contaminants that they find on there. And oh boy, wait till you hear the list of contaminants that are on your kids' masks. You know, the ones that they touch constantly and it's on their fingers, and then they put it on the desk and everything else. And some pretty gross, disgusting things because they have to wear it for hours and hours and hours. But we're here to protect our kids. I'll give you the details on that. Something you might want to know. And you're not going to hear from anybody else. All right. Hey, quickly, I brought this topic up, and look at the phones. I knew this would be a topic that people would want to talk about. I jokingly said over the weekend to my wife, I'm getting kind of frustrated with what I'm hearing about things being taught in schools and 1619 Project and critical race theory. And, we're not teaching that at all. But if you're talking about equity in schools, you talk about social justice, and you're talking about a lot of different topics with those kind of words, and yes, you're teaching critical race theory, and I want to know. And so wouldn't it be interesting to have cameras in every classroom? Why couldn't we? We're talking about public schools and public school buildings. We pay the salaries. We pay the taxes. Why not have a camera in the room? My wife said that's not really sure about that. You know, the getting into privacy and everything. Well, it's a public building. It's public teachers, so it's not like I'm asking you to do it in the... And then we kind of talked a little bit and debated. Then I talked to some other friends and talked about what's going on here in the state and what they thought about it. And, you know, they were concerned about that I would bring this up. So I said, well, what about you? Because now I find out in a news story yesterday that Nevada is talking about mandatory body cams for teachers, not just cops, because, look, that's how concerned we are about this. And why would that be a problem? So I said, all right, I need somebody who knows a little bit more about what's happening in our schools. And so that's why I turned to who I like to privately call Encyclopedia Man. That is Matt Caldwell. Matt Caldwell doesn't know that I call him Encyclopedia Man behind his back because it's behind his back. But now it's out in public. So let's bring in the walking, breathing encyclopedia. That is Matt Caldwell.
I mean, with your audience size, Drew, it definitely isn't private anymore. You've told everybody I'm Encyclopedia Man. I'm going to have to...
You're Encyclopedia. That's what I call. That's what I say to my wife. I say, what should I call Encyclopedia Man? That's not true. It's not true. I don't say that at all. But what about, let me just ask you quickly, because I wanted to bring you in to ask before I start going to calls, 239-479-5592. Let's get to your calls and just the thoughts on this, because I see all the angles on this. But in the state of Florida, what are the laws governing that issue? Maybe cameras in classrooms, and maybe your thoughts on this, and what about that?
Well, I mean, look, you always have the two-way intercom. So I mean, even when we were kids, you remember in school, you knew that the principal could be listening to the classroom anyway through the PA system. But the bigger question is, should parents have the right to go in the classroom? And you are able to go in the classroom. You absolutely have the chance to be a parent volunteer, be involved in the PTA or the PTO and be engaged as a helper in any of your students' classrooms. They are going to have to follow safety guidelines. If you're just a parent that shows up and says, hey, I want to walk in the classroom today. Well, okay. It's, you got to sign at the desk. They need to know who you are. And then they do need to know, what's the purpose, because you can imagine there's thousands and thousands of parents associated with every single school. They do want to make sure you're not going to go in and be disruptive.
Right. Well, so let's cut right to the chase then, because I got a lot of people that are calling and I want to get to them as well. So there's this. So then I had a conversation with a couple of people, some lawmakers here in the state, and I mentioned exactly what you said, which is, all right, if we don't go to body cams, if that's a problem, then what about volunteer moms who say, you know what, we just want to sit in classrooms every single day, and you'll know we're coming, and we'll tell you ahead of time, and we want to be there sitting in the classroom. What's the problem with that?
There is none. In fact,
what about legally in the state? What about legally in the state?
That's exactly how the law works now. Now, I mean, you would be expected. You're a volunteer. You're coming in to help, right? You're helping with the craft or snack time, or you're helping somehow with the structure of the classroom, less than just an observer. But this is back to the things we talk about all the time, Drew. Right? If you're engaged. If the only time that a teacher or the principal sees you is on the day you drop them off the first day of school and the day, you sign them out on the last day of school, they're going to take from you how much or how little you care about your child's education. But if instead you are constantly engaged, your principal on a first name basis, the teacher on a first name basis, and you make it clear that whatever you need, I will be here. I'll be a volunteer in the classroom. Even if you aren't there for all 180 days, that opportunity and that willingness and that determination is going to focus their mind on paying attention to what's important to your kid.
And I'm taking this a step further, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm going to let you go in a second because I want to get to these calls, but it's this. I'm suggesting that we have a bunch of parents in Southwest Florida that I know of already who would form associations and say, okay, let's get the hundreds of moms who would love nothing more than to sit and be able to supervise and see what their kids are being taught. This is not one of these situations where it would be, hey, let us know if we can help. No. This is going to be our duty, our job, if you will, something that we are going to do, and we have every right to do it. It's a public school system. It's a public building. This is not invasion of privacy. And if you wanted to do the cameras or you wanted to have people in the classroom, that there should be no issue with that, is what I'm saying. And maybe there should be a law that protects us in that way, that there should be parents that could be sitting in the classroom.
Well, and
it's not
really,
about being disruptive. It's not about being disruptive or anything like that. It's about monitoring.
And I don't think you need a law. I don't think you need a law for it. I mean, I think.
But you do. You do if there are some that are saying no, you can't.
Well, those are the red flags, right? Like if you walk up to the principal and say, "Hey, I'd like to just audit the class, see how it's going. What day can I come in?" And they say, "Well, that's against our policy." Immediate red flags. You need to be paying attention to what are they actually doing in that classroom that they're afraid to let you in and afraid to let you see what's going on.
Yeah, and I want to take that a step further. But all right, good. My encyclopedia man, that is Matt Caldwell. Everybody, anytime you see Matt Caldwell, just address him as encyclopedia man. He'll know exactly what you're talking. Oh, I've started something really bad.
Well, the problem is how many of the young people don't know what an encyclopedia is. Has Jake seen one?
I never thought of that. All right, we might have to change. No, he's insulted.
I mean, come on, guys. An encyclopedia, really?
Was it the World Encyclopedia? We had Flunkin' Wagnalls on our bookshelf.
Are you allowed to say that on the air? Hey, by the way, it's kind of, yeah. By the way, don't do this. You're not in the room with him. He's within arm's distance of me, so don't do that. Don't get him all upset at me. He's liable to throw a pen at me. Okay, I got to go. All right.
Thanks.
See you later. Okay. 239-479-5592. Well, what about that? Mandatory body cameras for teachers or parents being in the classroom, whether you like it or not. I'm just, look, I just want to get your thoughts on it. Just putting it out there. So let's go right down the line to your calls. Really curious, Southwest Florida. What do you think? Dan Zanestero, go.
Hey, Drew. Well, I'm kind of on the fence on this. I do see a lot of positives when it comes to having the cameras. Obviously, with this whole LGBTQ thing as well, their main thing is bullying. So that could be all squashed by just saying, well, we have cameras now and we minimize your bullying and we're watching everybody and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the fence, I have a sister who was a teacher and said, well, there are some parents out there who are unreasonable in a lot of ways. So if they see something go wrong that's typical to, say, you and I, to help keep the classroom in order, but not, nothing drastic. some parents say, "Don't do that to my kid." Next thing you know, they're lowering up.
Well, right, that parent, and that would also be on camera. So that parent, let's just say, for example, that parent would not be. We would have some kind of laws or rules or something that would guard against individuals like that. I get it. Well, listen, valid point, Dan. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592. Joe's in Naples wanted to weigh in on this. Go, Joe.
Hi. I'm actually Dakota. I'm Joe's daughter, and I go to school at, I'm in Collier County.
Okay.
And I just thought it'd be interesting to have a student's perspective.
Yeah.
I think that cameras are actually fine in the classrooms if it's for disciplinary purposes and used by the school. But if in terms of if parents wanted to watch the classroom, I think that they should join a Zoom call if they really care that much. And I go to school to learn, not to be watched. And I think teachers go to school to teach and not be critiqued by parents. And
all right.
I just think that, Zoom calls would be the way to go if parents really care that much. And
right. So like, and here's the other thing is, Zoom calls, meaning like the like parent teacher meetings or Zoom calls with teachers to have a discussion, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, more so just like instead of a camera that's on that all parents can watch, if parents really want to tune into the class and see how it runs and how their kid is doing, they should just have like a live kind of Zoom call going on.
So it's sort of like a camera, except it would be a Zoom call so they could see what's happening live in each classroom. Hey, listen, that's I think that's a great thought. All right, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Bob's in Fort Myers. What do you think about this, Bob?
Hey, good morning, Drew. I'm a school bus driver, and we already have cameras in the school district. We have them on every bus. The schools that I go to, I see them outside. They're monitoring hallways and lobbies. So I'm not so sure why it's such a problem for them to put them in the classroom to observe. They're observing everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's another perspective. I appreciate the call, Bob. Thanks so much. I mean, in a lot of ways, we do have cameras. You got cameras in the school board meetings and microphones in the buses. All right. So let's see. Keith Law is with Florida Citizens Alliance. Keith Law is somebody who is, I will say it, is relentless when it comes to fighting for parents and teachers. And students. And listen, for teachers as well, to teach properly and to have the types of the textbooks and the like, and the thing that we ask for that we would love to have for our students to make sure it's not the 1619 project, to make sure it's not critical race theory, to make sure that we're all on the same page. And so how about you, Keith? What's your perspective on this? It's kind of, it's a little provocative, but at the same time, it's all about the conversation. Keith, are you there? Hello, Keith.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I've got you, Keith. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to comment. It's much more than just parents. We had a law passed a number of years ago that includes all the residents in the county have a right to know what's going on in the classroom and to see the textbooks. 50% of your property tax go to the public schools. So it's not just parents who have a right to see what's being taught.
Right. Yeah, so what about that, Keith? I mean, I know in Nevada they're talking about mandatory body cameras for teachers. I made the suggestion that maybe we should have something on the books that at least the parents would be able to sit in the classrooms and get to watch, as long as they're not disruptive. They're just sitting. They're just listening to the lessons. I'm sure there are plenty of moms I talk to that say, yeah, I would love that. I'd love to be able to sit in the room.
Well, if you look at what's going on with distance learning today, they actually have the do Zoom calls, and parents can sit in on that.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't you be able to sit in the actual classrooms? But again, my point is it's not just parents. It's both parents and residents have a right to see what's being taught.
Sure. Yeah, it's their tax dollars as well. I know we've made that point on a couple of different occasions when there are people that say, well, I don't have a child in the school district. What am I worried about? Because it's your money. It's your tax dollars. Yeah. Of course you should be concerned.
I think we ought to get one of our Southwest Florida representatives and senators to file a bill to do just that.
Oh, hey, can we call Keith? Can we call it the Drew Steele Parental Advisory Board legislation? Can we do that? Maybe. Why are you laughing? Come on now. That's what we're going to do.
You know, after your encyclopedia comments with Matt.
Oh, boy, I know. I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. I've really done it now. All right, Keith, I got to run. I'll see you soon.
Okay,
all
bye.
See you. I think that's the. What do you think, Jake? The Drew Steele Parental Watch Act. No, that sounds like we're watching Parents. I got to come up with some. Can you do me a favor? 239-479-5592. As we're having this discussion, it's a little tongue in cheek, but it is serious. What if we were to do that? What if I were to find a representative who would be willing to work the language out to file a bill for the 21-22 session that says parents can sit in, or we will be able to, whether it's parents in the classroom or every classroom is able to be monitored to watch. What do we call it? The Drew Steele Advisory Act, the Drew Steele the Drew Steele School Watch Act. I don't know. Come up with a name. Oh, I'm half joking. All right. We'll get to more of your calls coming up. 239-479-5592. Actually, you know what? I probably should take a couple more because Randy Fine's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Did you know that the governor signed a bill requiring all state schools to observe something that is driving some people absolutely crazy? Randy Fine, representative here in the state of Florida, state rep, was the one who authored this bill that was signed. It's getting disapproval and praise from both sides of the aisle. It begins July 1st, and wait till you hear about this. Not being discussed a whole lot, but I kind of like it. All right, I'll take one more call before we go to break. Is that fair? All right, let's see what Liz is feisty in Fort Myers. Hey, Liz.
Hi, I just wanted to share my thoughts on the cameras in schools. In childcare, we parents have the option to log in and watch our kids being cared for any time of the day. So why not do it in regular schools? If we have it during childcare, why not have it in schools? That's it.
Oh, no, that's great. Liz, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so there you go. What about that? What about every classroom has a mic and a camera and a place for you to log in to monitor exactly what's going on in the classroom? Maybe you don't have a person in the room. Maybe it's just about having a way to see and hear. That's what Nevada is talking about with these mandatory body cams. Maybe you think that this, body cams, that's a little over the top. All right, well, how about a camera and a microphone, and you can watch and say, hey, listen, you could stop a lot of bullying in classrooms. You could stop a lot of the issues in the classroom that we hear about. You can maybe even stop some of the things that we're hearing about and what's being taught by actually getting a chance to hear teachers and hear what they're doing. I mean, it's public schools. It's our kids. It's your tax dollars. I don't know. 239-479-5592. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
UFOs are back, even if the military can't explain them. Now, Rob Schmidt takes a look at the big mystery in his series, UFOs, Are They Really Here? Airing all this week on Newsmax TV. Millions are watching Newsmax. It's on all major cable systems, and they're downloading the free Newsmax app on their smartphones. Get the latest on these strange UFOs and watch Rob Schmidt on Newsmax, the new network everyone is talking about.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time, and really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet, it was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain too. I was in so much pain. I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. Summer is around the corner. Let me ask you, how great is it to go take a walk in 95-degree heat, 100% humidity, no rain, and your glasses on? Ever try playing sports with your glasses on in the summer? How about even just heading into the pool? It's annoying. It's terrible. Do yourself a favor. Go get LASIK. I did. I did it with Dr. Jonathan France and his team, and honestly, my life has been changed. It's amazing. I mean, imagine just waking up in the morning and not having to deal with looking at the alarm clock, fumbling for your glasses, playing sports, whatever it may be. LASIK is the way. Give Dr. France and his team a call today. Dial star 2020 from your mobile phone. Again, star 2020 from your mobile phone. Before the summer starts, get your LASIK today with Dr. France and his team. I did. It changed my life.
Friends, I care.
Your home is more important now than ever before. So when your air conditioner needs maintenance, repair, or replacing, Conditioned Air wants to be your first and only call. The Florida weather can be challenging. When you have a cooling issue, our team is here to resolve it quickly and efficiently. You can be assured of honesty, respect, and our desire to exceed your expectations every single time, and we've been doing that since 1962. Conditioned Air, 1-888-COLD-AIR, or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
At FPL, we're always looking the future straight in the eye. When the future said cut back on foreign oil, we made way for clean, American-made natural gas. And when the future said we need more clean energy, we said, how about 30 million solar panels by 2030? And when it said we need zero carbon emissions, we said, okay, how about green hydrogen? That's energy made from water. We're planning, preparing, and investing because Florida deserves an energy future we can depend on. See how at fpl.com/value.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
You probably know Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Right now, we're keeping an eye on a crash in Collier County, causing major westbound slowdowns along Immokalee Road between Wilson Boulevard and Rock Road. The crash itself looks like it's on that westbound side, close to Maverick Lane, so watch out for those delays if you're heading out through that area east of 951 along Immokalee this morning. Also have a crash watching at Blackstone Drive and 82 in Lehigh Acres, causing some delays in both directions along 82. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a few showers this morning, look for scattered thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, where we will be warm and humid, highs pushing into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Storms winding down as we head into this evening, where we will be looking at a mild night ahead with temperatures only cooling down into the middle 70s. A little bit drier for your Thursday as isolated thunderstorms return to the area. Highs still very warm though, in the upper 80s to lower 90s before the heat is on, with highs back in the middle 90s by this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Before buttons, things were much harder, like starting an outboard motor. Come on. Or even treating sleep apnea. If you've tried CPAP but struggle to get a good night's sleep, relief can be as easy as a button with Inspire.
Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. We're
Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, you know, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it, no problem. And get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers with group credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expire 6/30.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug. Call the boys and National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts. Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 239-46-NO-BUG. Call the boys and National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can call or watch at the website anytime you'd like. All right, a couple of things we're going to get to coming up at 7:50. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. That'll be fun. Also on the way, what did Nikki Fried say about...
marijuana?
No, not about marijuana. She's always talking about that. About Governor DeSantis and saying that he wants to start a race war. Oh, no, well, you'll find out if that's her words or not. Yeah, that's... So we'll get to that. And something else that's pretty big in the state. The governor signed something that's driving a few people a little nutty. I'd like to get to that. And... more discussion on mandatory body cams for teachers. Listen, I tongue-in-cheek, I brought it up to my wife, and then I come to find out that in Nevada, that's what they're talking about. A family alliance that wants to require teachers at government schools to wear body cameras because they want to know whether or not there's an indoctrination going on, and they'd be able to watch and just to get an idea of what you think. And I said that maybe we should have some kind of law that will go through the 21-22 legislative session here in the state. That has to do with that, being able to monitor every classroom. Maybe it's a Zoom monitoring. It's something that you can log on and you can watch and have people monitor. Maybe it's parents in the classroom. That is a law that if a parent can be in the classroom watching. We'll call it. Well, I don't know what to call it. So I asked you for ideas. Are you ready for some of the names that people came up with? Here we go, Jake. You ready? You tell me which one you like so far. Here's some of the names because I said I want to put my name on it. So we'll call it the Drew Steele Teacher Accountability Act. What do you think about that? You like that one?
Okay.
How about the Drew Steele Eyes on Education Act? Yeah?
On education.
Yeah?
Yep. I mean.
How about Steele Teacher Observer Program or STOP? You're not, no? How about Drew Steele's Peekaboo Parents Act?
I like that.
Yeah, I knew you were going to like that one. All right, so... Drew Steele's Peekaboo Parents Act. As my mother would say, you're such a jerk. It's a little inside Drew Steele baseball. All right, let's get to some other things that are going on. I had to play this. Well, before I get to Nikki Fried and
marijuana.
All right, stop. Let's get to this story. Look, I know that 872 million people voted for Joe Biden. It's his sharpness, his mental acuity. I'm sorry, I can't even say it with a straight face. Nobody really knows why 842 million people would vote for Joe Biden. There are a lot of questions that may be coming up about that, as a matter of fact. Still some interesting things about Maricopa County and Fulton County and some areas, Georgia and even Wisconsin and even in Arizona. Why are people so sweaty and worried about some of the really good work that's being done by individuals with regard to auditing the election and auditing what happened? What's the problem with doing it? Bernie Carrick wrote a great article for Newsmax talking about specifically how the audits in Arizona are going down. And maybe in a few minutes I'll read that to you so you know how it's playing out there. And why it is crucial that from now on we do the same kind of auditing of elections that they're doing in Arizona, where, as he claims, it's ironclad. I mean, it's the way it should be done. And why would you be worried about that, about an audit? Unless there's some information that's starting to pop that might make some people uncomfortable. But when we get back to Joe Biden, he's going to sit down with with Vladimir Putin. 5 hours they're going to be talking behind the scenes. What in the world can Joe Biden hold a conversation for 5 hours? I mean, I'm worried about Joe Biden after 30, 40 seconds. It's just like, come on, man. And then, I mean, right? So I bring this up because, number one, I said it yesterday. We should be concerned about this as a country. This is not a good thing. It's not a good thing for the world and Vladimir Putin and Xi and others to see that what kind of leader Joe Biden is and is not, and what kind of mental acuity we're dealing with. That's not a positive for the country. We shouldn't be cheering this on. We're calling it out. We half joke about it, but it's an uncomfortable joking about because we understand how serious it is. And so do the Aussies. The Australian media, they're asking the questions as well. They see some of the things that have been happening. And, I mean, listen to what they're witnessing in Australia. This is what they see.
I want to go to the US now because the media has been gushing as their beloved Joe Biden prepares for his trip to the United Kingdom to attend the G7 summit. Listen to how CNN is reporting this momentous event.
Joe Biden is stepping onto the world stage for the first time as president and equal to foreign leaders.
Now, let's go back in time to 2018 and see if those same newsrooms offered the presidency of Donald Trump such light and positive coverage.
Dramatic and deepening G7 divide. Better put, perhaps, as G6 versus 1.
This is Sky News Australia. Is like, we see what's going on between Biden and Trump and the media. We see exactly what's happening. And one of the panelists was like, we get this. We see exactly what the media is doing in Australia.
Sophie, they're essentially, they're calling it the G6 when Trump's there, but Joe Biden's there, and it's momentous, and it's positive, and it's glowing, and they're trying to give the illusion that he doesn't have any disputes with any of these international leaders. What do you think of that?
I just think Joe Biden is a lucky person. He has got all the media on his side, or most of the media on his side, particularly CNN, completely at odds with what they did to Trump. So, his popularity surely can only win from this because he's getting so much positive PR through the journalists who are massive fans of him. It's really quite appalling to watch. And what happened to straight news reporting, which doesn't seem to be existent there?
Talking about the United States. It's Australia. They see it.
Nick, it's not really journalism, is it? It's they're stenographers in a way, aren't they? They're documenting history, but they're not being critical. But with Trump, ultra critical, inflammatory in some ways.
Always. Trump could do no right. I mean, give Biden his due. He did get to the top of the Air Force One steps without tripping over his shoelace.
Good on him.
Oh.
But look, I mean, the reality is, if you talk to Greg Sheridan on the Australian or anybody who knows about foreign affairs, there are considerable question marks over Biden's foreign affairs policy. It's not proven yet. Whereas it was the one area, in fact, in which Donald Trump did very well, pivoting on China, bringing about the Abraham Accords, which is a big step towards peace in the Middle East. The worry about Biden is whether he really does have control or really the nerve or the confidence to impose American power in the way that Trump did. So, I would be much happier to see Donald Trump at the G7, I think.
That is Australia, Sky News, Australia. They see what's going on. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Everybody sees what's happening thanks to the media, local, state, and national. They're all doing it, whether it's a rip and read journalist locally or whether it's on a national level. Everybody gets to see what is going on right now with the media and how they attacked the Orange Man bad. And which led to policies and things happening like not being able to talk about the success of hydroxychloroquine. Yep, I said it. I'm so sorry. Or ivermectin and the success of different therapeutics to fight COVID, to save people's lives, or whether it's the Trump-Russia collusion hoax or any of the things that have happened on January 6th, where we're really concerned, as Julie Kelly mentioned, and I played the audio from Mark Levin's show, and she's been on many shows recently talking about January 6th. And why is it that there's like this deplorable jail where we still have people held as political political prisoners after January 6th, where we don't have any issue with, in 2020, anybody going after any single person who were beating and killing cops and destroying property and looting and all the things that were happening in 2020. And we're all putting all that aside. Nobody, I guess, wants to talk about that. We don't have anybody legally and we don't have officers or the DOJ or anybody investigating and going after and finding and jailing these individuals. But somehow you had a couple of people where there are more and more examples of video, 14,000 hours that are not let out to the public to see. But some people who have had the chance to witness it, who have called attention to the fact that people were being let into the building. People who just kind of wandered in. And now all of a sudden you're getting knocks at the door in the middle of the night and being taken away because you were there and present. And how many of you know the story that I'm telling about people that went to visit on January 6th and got a call or got a knock on the door and wanted to know what you were doing there and all of that and all the threats and their political threats? Yeah. Australia media sees what's going on and how this has all been playing out, thanks to a media that is been pushing the left's narrative because they're one and the same. And again, it's nothing to stand up and cheer the failure of a United States president. It's not something to applaud, but it's something to look at and call attention to because others won't. 239-479-5592. All right, should we just go? We should do it now? Drew's College? Yeah. Jake is like, just do it now. Okay. By the way, somebody texted me and said that I'm pronouncing Nevada wrong. It's Nevada? He's saying it's what? It's Nevada. What am I missing? Am I pronouncing it?
I don't know, unless something changed overnight.
Maybe it has. Maybe Joe Biden was like, change the pronunciation of... Okay. All right, Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Right now, caller number... let's make it caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. Caller number 5 right now gets to play Drew's College. Up next, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's get a civics lesson in for the Utes of America because we know...
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
What is a Ute?
All right. It's fun for the Utes. All right. Let's play Drew's College next. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Caller number 9. Did I say 9? Yeah, let's get number 9 in. 239-479-5592. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. I-75 southbound backed up because of a crash at mile marker 123 near the exit to Corkscrew Road in Estero. We're seeing a good few miles of delays on the interstate approaching that crash scene, so you may want to avoid it. Just take Three Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin Parkway as your alternate routes. We also have 2 eastbound lanes blocked off on State Road 82 at Blackstone Drive because of a crash, so delays right around Jaguar Boulevard out there as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a few showers this morning, look for additional scattered storms developing for this afternoon. Warm and humid with highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Lows tonight cooling down into the middle 70s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
The top 3 reasons why you should have quartz countertops from Rock Solid.
1.
Quartz countertops are truly elegant, practical, durable, and with Rock Solid's unbelievable price and selection, makes for the best overall value.
2.
Quartz countertops from Rock Solid will never stain, are maintenance-free, and carry a lifetime warranty.
3.
Here's Natalie from Naples.
Every time I look at my quartz countertops from Rock Solid, it makes my heart smile.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Just your smile.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tolerance inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tolerance inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tolerance inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700.
License number CCC 1326213.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
The real estate market is really hot right now, but for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Daryl. Daryl's in Cape Coral. Hey, Daryl.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Streets College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Your associate's degree question search starts right now. Can you tell me who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner? Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner?
Francis Scott Key.
That is correct, sir. All right, and you got associates. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this very question. Under which administration was Newt Gingrich Speaker of the House of Representatives?
You know, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to throw Clinton out there.
You threw that correctly. That is correct, sir. Good for you. All right, so you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Do you remember who the vice president was in the 2 terms that Bill Clinton served?
Al Gore.
That is correct, and you said it properly too. You said Al Gore. All right, you got a master's. Let's see if you get a PhD on this question. Listen carefully. Which amendment protects our right to bear arms? Which amendment is that?
That would be the Second Amendment.
That would be, sir. Hey, congratulations, a man of little words, and you got a PhD, the smartest man on your speakerphone, wherever you are. Where are you right now as we speak there, Daryl?
I'm Coral. I was calling because the Nevada thing, I grew up down here, and I always said Nevada. And I moved out to California, lived there for about 10 years and spent a lot of time in Nevada.
Yep.
And it is Nevada. That's how they say it there.
Is it? Okay, right. So I'm getting a ton of text. This is a very interesting moment in time in my life. Okay. I cannot tell you how many people are doing this. Here we go. You ready? So you tell me if this is correct, Daryl. I've been saying Nevada. Jake likes when I say Nevada because what did you say, Jake? You said when I say Nevada, it sounds
more elegant.
It sounds elegant. It makes the state sound elegant, which of course every state wants to sound like elegant. Like Florida, right? Okay, so he's saying no. It's not Nevada. It's Nevada.
Yeah.
Like apple or actuary or like Nevada. Like Nevada.
Yeah.
So all this time, I've been saying it wrong, and it's driving people mad.
it annoys them to no end.
Apparently, you should see the texts I'm getting right now.
I bet.
And you know, the reason why I haven't noticed this, that I say Nevada instead of Nevada, is because I don't typically say Nevada. It doesn't come up in conversation very often. It's like actuary. I don't typically say that either. And that's the first thing that came to my mind, which is really weird. So that's all I have. All right, Daryl, congratulations. Right. You are quite the... Well, have a good day, okay?
Thanks. You too. Appreciate it.
Back at you. Nevada. Come on. What are we, like, elegant? What do we drink our beer with our pinky up? Is that what you're suggesting here in Nevada? Is that what you're doing when we go to the casinos? Is that what you're suggesting? It's Nevada. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Jake. Nevada. Sounds elegant. Regal. Nevada. Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
My dad has been merciless in his mocking of me because I say, growing up in New York, it's water. Everybody says it in my family, and I say water. I say water. He goes, water? What's water? Nobody says water. How did you teach me? It's water. And my mother's like, listen, you're making me hungry. Could you get a nice piece of fish, something moist and fresh? I don't know where you have to get it, but just get it to me. Talking about water.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with an update on critical race theory, the latest attempt by the left to divide our country along racial lines by teaching kids to hate their country, hate themselves, and hate each other. It's total bullshit, and it's being promoted by leftist race baiters, peddled by the teachers union, and pushed into student textbooks. But on June 10th, Florida's Board of Education voted to ban critical race theory from being taught in public school classrooms, and you have my word that I'll file legislation to give this ban the force of law. I'm going to fight this state-sanctioned racism in every classroom, every courtroom, and every corner of the great state of Florida, because our children deserve nothing less. This is Spencer Roach, and I'm proud to be an American patriot, because we are the good guys. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and never give up, never give in, never back down, and never forget that this is your government and they work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Inside the train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
They're sitting side by side. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden sitting next to Russian President Vladimir Putin moments ago to photo op with very little small talk before their big meeting. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Geneva.
President Biden has called President Putin a worthy adversary. The two men are expected to cover a number of topics, but particularly cybersecurity, election interference, and human rights abuses. Lawmakers back home bipartisanly want President Biden to push back on recent ransomware and cyber hacks allegedly by Russian-based groups.
Now, Republican Congressman Michael McCall tells the Fox News Rundown podcast the president must threaten retaliation.
That's all that Putin understands. He's a KGB officer. And until they see their consequences, bad behavior is going to continue.
Now, before the president left the country, he walked away from talks with Republicans on infrastructure. But other Democrats did work out a compromise with some GOP lawmakers. The Senate's majority leader, though, isn't impressed.
It won't be enough on climate.
It won't be enough on revenues. It won't be enough on some of the human infrastructure, like paid leave and child care.
Chuck Schumer could move forward on a Democratic plan through a process bypassing Republican opposition. There is one issue both sides agree on. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has details live.
Dave, the Senate has unanimously passed a bill that would make Juneteenth a federal holiday. And now it heads to the House, where it's also expected to pass before going to President Biden's desk for his signature. Juneteenth commemorates the day when the last enslaved African Americans learned that they were free, which happened 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863. June 19th would become the 12th federal holiday and be known as Juneteenth National Independence Day. Dave.
Tanya, COVID cases and deaths have slowed lately, but the total number of people in the U.S. who've died has just topped 600,000. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Good morning. I-75 southbound backed up because of a crash at mile marker 123 near the exit to Corkscrew Road in Estero. We're seeing a good few miles of delays on the interstate approaching that crash scene, so you may want to avoid it. Just take Three Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin Parkway as your alternate routes. We also have 2 eastbound lanes blocked off on State Road 82 at Blackstone Drive because of a crash, so delays right around Jaguar Boulevard out there as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a few showers this morning, look for scattered thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, where we will be warm and humid, highs pushing into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Storms winding down as we head into this evening, where we will be looking at a mild night ahead with temperatures only cooling down into the middle 70s. A little bit drier for your Thursday as isolated thunderstorms return to the area. Highs still very warm, though, in the upper 80s to lower 90s before the heat is on, with highs back in the middle 90s by this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the 4th window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Before buttons, things were much harder, like starting an outboard motor. Come on. Or even treating sleep apnea. If you've tried CPAP but struggle to get a good night's sleep, relief can be as easy as a button with Inspire.
Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have 2 choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home, so my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Embrace paradise at the Boathouse on Naples Bay, overlooking the glistening waters as the yachts, dolphins, and clouds go by. You're invited to join them, either by car or tie your boat to one of the docks and experience the newly remodeled, expansive waterfront Lido deck. To make your experience even more enjoyable, the Boathouse on Naples Bay has installed the best cooling misters, fans, and state-of-the-art mosquito control systems. Visit boathouseinnaplesbay.com for more information.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. I hope you'll watch. We appreciate it at Facebook, also at Drew Steele Radio for the time being. Some of the things we talk about off the air, we bring on the air just because I'm an open book, and sometimes it's just fun conversation. I never understand. This is just about being better. Be better. That's all it is. When you walk down the hall and you see somebody and you make eye contact with someone, okay, can I just say this? I'll say it. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble. I'll say it anyway. If you're walking down a hallway of your business, and there are many people that are in your business, and you walk down the hall and you make eye contact with somebody.
Like physical eye contact.
Physical eye contact.
Locked.
And I'm not talking about like walking in a supermarket and you see somebody, or maybe you do. I don't know. I do as a habit. If I make eye contact with somebody, no matter who it is, I say hi. They're looking at me. So I say, hi. I just never understand how you could be in an office situation and walk down the hall. You're in a building and maybe you don't know the person, but if you make eye contact with somebody and you say hi to them, or somebody says hi to you, say hi back. Why would you walk by somebody and not say anything? Like, it doesn't. So, because if you don't like the person, all you're doing is proving that you don't like the person, even if they don't know it. And if you're indifferent, just say hi back. Why is that so difficult for people? It's just awkward. It's really weird.
We will continue to say hi to the people who don't say it back.
That's right. I say hi to everybody. Hey, you're making eye contact with me. You're looking at me square in the face. You're not even looking at, like, how weird my hair looks today, which is just about every day. And if you're on camera, it's like, it's just going. I'm just losing it. Whatever. It just happens. If you're looking at that, or in my shirt, you don't like my shirt, I get it. Man, my clothes, I've already been mocked a million times about different things that I wear. My PD said something to me over the weekend that made my wife guffaw. I can't even repeat what he said about how I dress. Okay. But if I'm making eye contact with you, just say hi. That's all. I'm not talking to the person specific. I'm just saying in general. We should all 239-479-5592. It's just about being better. That's all. There's a picture of the Biden-Putin summit. It's underway. Leaders shook hands before the meeting. I was in the break room, and I walk out of the break room, and CBS News this morning is talking about the photo of Biden and Putin together and shaking hands and walking in the room. And no joke, I hate the word literally, but they literally said, Biden and the meeting with Putin, it's much different than the cozier relationship that the former president had with Putin. I'm like, will you stop with the Russia collusion nonsense? It's like every little dig you could possibly make about the former president. It's like, just stop it. The media is just pathetic. And even Australia knows that. I played that audio just a minute ago. Australian media is like, you all are just pathetic. And we see what's going on with your president, and it's embarrassing.
Questions have been raised about his mental acuity after a series of embarrassing gaffes, including this bizarre response to a reporter at his press conference yesterday.
When you're having these conversations with European allies who are very concerned about these sanctions, how do you justify that? And what are your plans?
120 days. Give me a break. Need time.
Well, he's been president for 145 days, not 120.
Yeah, that's Sky News in Australia. Even they're concerned. They're also concerned about...
Need time.
Yeah, this whole idea that he suddenly became Yoda's tougher little brother.
Need time.
Yeah, it's just weird. So we got that. What are we going to find out about today? According to Tom Elliott, the great Tom Elliott at Grabian, he's saying breaking news. Hold on a second. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Joe Biden has successfully brokered a bilateral deal with Russia that secures 2 tubs of chocolate chip in exchange for Alaska and another state to be named later. Hashtag Geneva Summit 2021. That's not very nice. Yeah, I'm worried about tubs of chocolate. All right. Okay. I'm gonna leave this subject, but all right. Tom's in Fort Myers. Wanted to comment. So you're saying, Tom, that there are people that you know that at the workplace you make eye contact with and they don't want to say hi to you. Is that what you're suggesting?
No. I'm like you. I'll say hi to anybody that I ever make contact with.
Yeah.
You know, I contact with.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular guy, I don't want to say hello to him anymore because he eyeballs me. He tries to go because.
Wait, who? Who? Do you want to say hi to who?
A guy at my workplace.
Okay.
I just won't say anything, and it is awkward, but it's because he didn't like the fact I was listening to your show one morning.
Is that right?
So he got out. Yeah. So I'm like, fine. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need friends. I've got plenty of friends. I don't need liberal friends, that's for sure.
Oh, well, thank you for sticking up for me, Thomas.
No problem. Any day. Thanks.
Back at you. And I'll say hi if I see you, even if I don't know it's you. There you go. Somebody doesn't like him because he listens to me? That's terrible. All right. Well, there's a lot of that. Speaking of
marijuana,
I wasn't talking about that, but hey, let's talk about Nikki Fried. Nikki Fried is, she wants to be governor of the state of Florida, and she's saying some really tough things about Governor DeSantis, because, you know, that's what you do when you're running for office, and you probably don't have a shot in, that you're going to even win this thing, but you got to talk big, and you got to make some pretty bold statements. Here's some of what she said on a Jacksonville radio station about the governor of the state of Florida. It has to do with critical race theory, teaching, and some of the things that are going on in our schools and some of the decisions that he made. First, she started talking about how bad the governor has been when it comes to COVID. I mean, he's been awful. Listen to what she said, Nikki Fried.
The message is very clear. 37,000 people died here in the state of Florida. This is not something that we should be celebrating about. You know, the governor.
Wait. Who's celebrating? Her suggestion is that the governor's celebrating. Is it like fireworks, like they had in New York City because they had 70% of the population was vaccinated? We're going to have fireworks over that? No, that really happened. Really?
You know, the governor. You know, our numbers here in the state of Florida were where they are in the middle of the pack, not because of the governor, because of our local governments, including right there in Jacksonville. You know, the mayor stepped up, did what he thought was appropriate, and same thing across the entire state. You know, our local governments did what they needed to do to protect the people of their local areas. And the same thing with businesses. When businesses opened back up.
I got to stop. I just can't listen to her. But anyway, she goes on to talk really bad about the governor and, local municipalities stepping up. It wasn't the governor. It was the local municipalities, that masked up and had mask mandates when there was no reason to have a mask mandate, and thus hurting individuals and maybe even businesses, and how they were able to react with these mask mandates and all the information that was out there that mask mandates don't work, but Trump bad and Governor DeSantis bad. And that's what happens when you desperately hate somebody because of your political ideology, that you will do things that will be detrimental to the people, even though if the opposite would be a good thing for the people, because you hate the other person, DeSantis and Trump, and everything orange man bad, and you know how that goes. Right. So now she comments on critical race theory. And I want you to catch this because there's some news here. Critical race theory. What about that in the state of Florida and the governor fighting against it?
I want everybody to rest assured. First of all, critical race theory is the new boogeyman of the Republican Party.
Right. It's just, that's all it is, everybody. It's just the boogeyman of the Republican Party. We're just making all of this stuff up.
It's not something that's taught in the state of Florida.
Okay. So, again, It's not taught in the state of Florida. This is what the left wants you to believe, that it's not being taught, that there's nothing to see here. Nobody's talking about social justice or equity or any of those words, which is critical race theory. It's 1619 Project being mentioned in schools. It's not, which of course is an offshoot of Marxism, and this idea about teaching critical race theory is just another portion of it. But, that's not happening, says Nikki Fried, which is not true,
but we need to let our teachers do their jobs, and that's teach. And this is, again, this governor and this Board of Education, who, again, is appointed solely by Republican governors, both by Ron DeSantis and the previous governor as well. And it is not their job to tell our teachers, how to, sure, there's parameters of where policies, but this is a time when they have overstepped once again, government and stepping in the job of educating.
Okay, yeah. So she's saying overstepping. Oh, and she also said, and I couldn't find it in the audio. Well, I don't have any time to get it right now because I was just going to move on from the topic. But she did say in that same interview that he was seeking a race war and a culture war because he opposes critical race theory. So the governor is trying to create a race war and a culture war. Again, and this is why I brought this up earlier. And we've got time right now, and many people might say that this is being provocative, but I guess I'm really being honest about this, as I had a conversation over the weekend, tongue-in-cheek, with my wife and saying, you know what? When it comes to critical race theory, some of the indoctrination that's happening, some of the LGBTQ stuff that's going on in our schools with Pride Month and how our kids are being taught about what gay is to 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds who go home and ask their parents what that means because the parents weren't ready to have the conversation yet, and yet the school took it upon themselves to normalize it because that's what they want as opposed to what you would like to have a conversation about your kids with, whether or not you feel the same way. But it's your time, not their time. And that maybe we should just have cameras in classrooms. Let's just put cameras in the classrooms with microphones. Let's see exactly what's going on. And I brought it up to my wife, and she kind of was like, just a little privacy issues. Well, what the privacy issues, we're talking about public schools and public buildings, so why not? We pay tax dollars. Why don't we do that? Then Nevada is talking about having mandatory body cams on teachers because they want to know exactly what's going on with the teaching of our kids. And I thought, well, what about that? That's why I asked you, 239-479-5592 to call, and maybe you have a thought on that right now. Does that seem outrageous to you? To maybe have a camera in the classroom? There was one student perspective, that said, hey, why don't we just do a Zoom? Why can't we have it so that maybe there's a camera and a microphone in the classroom, and you would be able to log on, responsible parents, people that care, maybe groups of moms who really want to know what our kids are being taught, and every classroom has a camera and a mic, and then we have moms who will sit and watch the lessons that are being taught, and we get to hear and see. I mean, nobody would have a problem with that, right? A teacher wouldn't have a problem with being seen and heard as to what they're teaching our kids, right? I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just asking, because we're told constantly that it's not happening. Oh, by the way, if you want to come visit the school, there are some schools that won't even let parents come into the school to be able to sit and watch and hear what's going on, which I brought up as well to some representatives and said, hey, maybe we should have some kind of law in the state that makes it available for parents to be able to walk into the classroom as long as they let people know ahead of time and they can sit and watch. We'll call it the Drew Steele Teacher Accountability Act, or Jake's favorite, Drew Steele's Peekaboo Parents Act. I don't know, either one, but we'll put the legislation forward. I'm just throwing it out there just for conversation. See what you think. Is that a crazy idea? 239-479-5592 if you want to comment on that right now. Jake, got a couple people calling, so we'll get to those calls coming up. Another thing that the governor did earlier this week, did you know that the governor signed and approved a new bill that will require all public schools in the state to observe a moment of silence in the classroom at the start of the day? How about that? Effective July 1st, will be enforced beginning with the 21-22 calendar school year. I wonder what teachers and school boards, others, I wonder what they think about that. What will they say? The legislature finds that in today's hectic society, too few persons are able to experience even a moment of quiet reflection before plunging headlong into activities of daily life. Young persons are particularly affected by the absence of an opportunity for a moment of quiet reflection. The legislature finds that our youth, our society as a whole, would be well served if students in the public schools were afforded a moment of silence at the beginning of each school day. A moment of silence. Do with it what you will. Just have a moment. So he signed the bill. And yeah, as you can imagine, people are beside themselves. It was Randy Fine, a Republican of Brevard County. He said, look, the bill's not a prayer in school bill. It's just a moment of silence. You do what you want with it. Maybe you just want to meditate. Maybe you just want peace. Maybe you want to pray for peace. Whatever you want to do. Oh, yeah. So we'll see if it'll be challenged. And then we'll get to see who are the individuals that will be challenging it as well and why. But there you go. What do you think about that? Just a moment of silence. It's not a moment of prayer or anything else. You can do with it what you want. So I thought that was an interesting bill signed by the governor. But yeah, as far as Nikki Fried goes,
marijuana.
Yeah, I know. It's she's got her talking points down for sure. Going after the governor. All right, let's see, 239-479-5592. When we come back, the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35. We'll talk about that. Keep an eye on Geneva, and it's U.S. versus Russia. Okay. Let's see what happens in these meetings and what he says on the way out. We'll get to that. And also, I believe, is Liz Harrington going to join us this morning? She is, right?
8:35.
Yeah, all right. 8:35. Liz Harrington is going to join us. By the way, the great Liz Harrington has a brand new gig. Wait till you hear what her new gig is. So we're going to have a little fun this morning talking about the latest topics that are out there. Stay break 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. You know the real estate market's really hot right now, but for how long? Well, nobody really knows. I mean, if people don't catch up on their mortgage payments because of COVID, the market's going to get flooded with foreclosure inventory, and that's scary because your home's value could plummet. So if you thought about selling your home for a premium price, now's the time to do it. But you don't want to make any costly mistakes. That's why you need to get with Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. See, he's been buying, selling, brokering, and investing in real estate for over 20 years. Mistakes in real estate can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Anthony wrote a book on how to sell homes, your home, and for the most money. And he wants to ship it to you for free. Just go to GomesMovesHomes.com and tell him where you want to send it. Inside, you'll gain 20 years of secrets from wealthy home sellers on how you can sell for a premium price without doing repairs, letting strangers go through your home, and you could pick the closing date. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. Again, GomesMovesHomes.com.
Collier County residents, are you prepared for hurricane season? Get ready by bringing hazardous waste to a recycling drop-off center. Hurricane season has arrived, and the Solid and Hazardous Waste Management Division is here to help you prepare. Protect your home, family, and the environment from dangerous hazardous waste. Bring items like paint, gasoline, and batteries to a recycling center for environmentally safe disposal. Be prepared by cleaning out your home, yard, and garage. Bring items like propane tanks, oil, and electronics to a recycling center near you. Visit one of Collier County's recycling centers located in Naples, Marco Island, North Collier, northeast of Immokalee, and at the landfill. Recycling centers are open Monday to Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. While you can drop off most items for free, small fees may apply for certain items. For more information on our rates and material accepted, visit colliercountyfl.gov/recycles or call 252-7575. That's 252-7575. Be prepared for hurricane season by bringing your hazardous waste to a recycling center near you.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line. All right, let's go to Ray. Ray's in Estero. Ray wanted to bring up the topic of, as I said, tongue-in-cheek over the weekend, but now seems to be gaining some steam. Cameras in classrooms. I mean, it's public schools. It's teachers that are getting paid through tax dollars. Maybe we call it the Drew Steele Teacher Accountability Act. Even in Nevada, they're talking about mandatory body cams for teachers. We don't want indoctrination. We want to just see what you're teaching. What's the problem? All right, Ray had a comment on this. Ray, that's you. You're up. Hi.
Hi. I install cameras and the equipment and all that stuff, and I have installed many systems in daycares and, little preschool elements and whatnot.
Yeah, places where parents are concerned about what's going on with their kids.
Exactly. And all the parents get a login, a password. And
yeah, and there you go. So maybe that's what you do. Thanks for the call there, Ray. We appreciate it. What if every classroom had a camera in it and a microphone, and parents could log in any time they want and be able to watch? Look, I get it. There is one side that's like, seriously? Privacy, and we already got cameras on the streets, and we got listening devices in our houses and all of these different things. Now you're suggesting, and all I'm saying is it's a public school, it's a public building, it's our tax dollars, and I just want to see what's going on.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Father's Day is best at Mel's Diner.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is rolling out fabulous real deals for Dad on his day. Here's a real Father's Day breakfast eye-opener. A meat lover's omelet with bacon, ham, and sausage with breakfast potatoes and toast, or 2 small pancakes, just $9.99. Chicken waffle and pecans, also $9.99. Mel's Diner puts a new twist on the traditional Bloody Mary. Mel's Salt and Pepper Bacon Bloody Mary, $5.99. Father's Day lunch and dinner shines with a full slab of Mel's award-winning baby back ribs with fries and coleslaw, or Braveheart fresh roasted prime rib with baked potato and Caesar salad, both Mel's real deal values, just $14.99. Plus, Mel's has a gift for Dad on Father's Day, a $5 coupon to be used on his next visit. Call ahead seating for 6 or more, gladly take it. Take out 2. Happy Father's Day from Mel's Diner.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators for just $46. They get all rodents and bugs. 23946 no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946 no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators for just $46. They get all rodents and bugs. 23946 no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946 no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato's sports page. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. I-75 southbound backed up because of a crash at mile marker 123 near the exit to Corkscrew Road in Estero. We're seeing a good few miles of delays on the interstate approaching that crash scene, so you may want to avoid it. Just take Three Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin Parkway as your alternate routes. We also have 2 eastbound lanes blocked off on State Road 82 at Blackstone Drive because of a crash, so delays right around Jaguar Boulevard out there as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After a few showers this morning, look for scattered thunderstorms developing for the afternoon, where we will be warm and humid, highs pushing into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Storms winding down as we head into this evening, where we will be looking at a mild night ahead with temperatures only cooling down into the middle 70s. A little bit drier for your Thursday as isolated thunderstorms return to the area. Highs still very warm, though, in the upper 80s to lower 90s before the heat is on, with highs back in the middle 90s by this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's not the Republican Party versus the Democrat Party.
Talking about what matters.
It's the Republican Party versus an organized crime syndicate.
92.5 Fox News.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
It's really a good feeling to know that when it comes to your house and all the water that is in every faucet, every place in your home, that you don't have to worry about the water smelling like chlorine or messing up your shower glass, your faucets, right, with that hard water staining, the drying out of your skin and your hair. Just imagine what that would be like. You don't have to imagine it. You can just do it. You call the Uniform Pentair water specialist. They can find out what's going on with your water and handle your city or well water issues. Yours, right here in Southwest Florida. With their mobile showroom, you can see for yourself that Pentair has both high-performance salt systems and salt-free solutions too. And salt-free means no lugging in bags of salt for you, and that they can install that Pentair water system for you as well. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet and the peace of mind that only a Pentair water system can give you. So call now and get your free digital Pentair water test. Save 15% on your whole home water system by calling 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
She's been shopping for months to make sure that when she walks, people are always looking at her feet. Italian, classic, modern, she had to find the perfect look. And when her friends come and visit, their gaze always goes down to admire her floors.
Get your floors noticed. GC Flooring Boutique for indoor and outdoor living. View GC Flooring's extensive stone, mosaic, vinyl, wood, and tile. Your Legno Bastone Gallery on JNC Boulevard. GCFlooringofNaples.com.
We'll buy your car today, on the spot, and pay you $500 more than anyone else. It's the ultimate buyback event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. 4 days only. Market conditions and a record month have caused a massive demand for your used vehicle, allowing Sutherland to pay more than ever for trade-ins. Up to 130% book value and $500 more than any other written offer. No purchase necessary. Sutherland Nissan will buy your car outright. You don't need to buy one of our cars. Bring your vehicle to Sutherland and get paid up to 130% value today. Hurry, this event ends 7 p.m. Sunday. It's the ultimate buyback event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Nobody in Florida pays you more for your old car than Sutherland. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. So I get news yesterday that Donald J. Trump pleased to announce Liz Harrington, a strong Republican conservative voice. You better believe it, who has represented a conservative policy so well over the years, is the new spokesperson for Save America and Donald J. Trump, 45th president of the United States. I was so excited to hear that. So I said, I got to have Liz Harrington on with us right now because we all know and love Liz, and she is the best. And man, there are so many things I want to talk about. By the way, Liz, Jake the millennial, who you know well, said that he's upset because he applied for the job and didn't hear anything back. So he's just wondering why is it that he applied for it? What happened there? No, it just anyway. Hey,
there are many interested in the position,
but only one could do it, and that is you. Congrats, and so excited for you. And first of all, it's been a while. How are you?
I'm great, Drew. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's such an honor. It's been a whirlwind over the past week, but I couldn't be happier, and I'm so excited to, help President Trump get him back out there. I mean, we're going to be going all over with rallies. We're going to the border. It's so important. We've talked about it so many times about what happened with the election and where the state of the country is right now. And I couldn't think of a more important time or a more important task, really, to just help in a small way. It's such an honor.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of a better person to trust than you to be out there in front and being able to talk and be there for him as well. And for us, quite frankly, because many times, and you've probably heard about it so many times, where, people are still frustrated about a lot of different things. I mean, the 847 million people that voted for Joe Biden as president of the United States and the things that we're witnessing. And, it's there he is with Vladimir Putin today and, wondering what that conversation is going to be like. And people are fearful and for all the right reasons because we're concerned. This is not something to like, and we half joke about it, but at the same time, this is important. It's scary when this is the person who is representing the United States. Here you have President Biden. Everybody sees what's going on, Liz. Everybody across the globe sees what's happening and they realize it. And it's a scary time.
It is. And I mean, yeah, we do joke about it, but at the end of the day, it's really not funny. I mean, right. It is an absolute disgrace. And this meeting's supposed to be 5 hours long. Does anyone think Biden can go 5 hours against Putin? I mean, it's a joke. He can't even go 30 seconds with an answer about Putin.
Right.
I mean, this is supposed to be the representative who represents the leader of the free world. I mean, it's selling out America. It's a total charade. There's nothing real about it. And the sad thing is, and they're going to give everything away to Putin and to Xi. I mean, they already have. They're not representing America. And whoever is actually making the decisions is not doing anything to advance our interests. I mean, look what's happening on the border. Look what's happening with inflation. Yeah. I mean, all of this, the pipelines. I mean, is he going to go in there and say, oh, yeah, we're going to cancel that, actually, Nord Stream 2? That was a mistake. No, he gave Putin a pipeline while he canceled our Keystone pipeline.
Right.
I mean, that is by design. That's not an accident. And it's such a lie, the whole Russia narrative for the last 4 years. And now we have to have this guy represent us, and he's going to be tough. I mean, it's a joke. And the sad thing is, though, it really hurts our national interest, and it really hurts all free people around the world, because where is America? Right. There's a huge leadership void, and that's why it's so important for President Trump to be out there and speaking out and getting involved, because there is such a void. And he is the truly legitimate elected president, and he's still got, millions of people behind him. I mean, we have to keep giving them a voice, because people, like you just said, they know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah.
And it's very troubling.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, because many people ask me about this and my thoughts, and I'm still hearing about it. And I care about election integrity. I care about it. I care about what's going on with the audits. I care about what's going on across the country. I don't think you just say, oh, well, it's over. You got to move on. No, because if we really do care about free and fair elections, we do care about the results and how they came to be. And if there have been questions, we want to know legitimately that things are happening. What are your thoughts? And certainly, as the former president sees all of this as well. I mean, he knows and he cares about this. And the latest, have you heard any new news on this?
He absolutely cares, and we're very engaged on this. And I think there's going to be some big news, especially coming out of Georgia. There are still patriots out there who haven't given up on the truth. And you've seen them work day in, day out, same in Maricopa County. You had delegations from 10 different states going to witness that audit in Arizona, because they want to do an audit for their states, for their constituents, because it's their constitutional right to scrutinize their own elections.
Right.
And this is not going to go away. I mean, you have that Rasmussen poll that says 30% of Democrats think there was cheating in this election.
Right.
How do you get 81 million votes if, a third of your party knows you cheated? I mean, it just flies in the face of reality. Everyone knows it. And there are still things happening. And how can you certify an election? I mean, the news coming out of Georgia is incredible.
Yeah.
In one county alone, Fulton County finally admitted, oh, whoops, we're missing a few. They said a few chain of custody records for these drop boxes, paid by Zuckerberg, which was a total, stuff the ballot box operation. They're missing the information that makes that vote legitimate, right? That knows where it came from and where it was dropped off and when.
Right.
And if it was legal. Okay, they're missing a few. It represents 18,901 ballots.
Wow.
Joe Biden's so-called victory, that's 7,000 more than the 11,000 vote margin. How can Brad Raffensperger and Brian Kemp certify an election where 6 months later you still don't have the proof that any of those votes were valid? I mean, it's such a fraud. This stuff is still being litigated. There's a lawsuit going on down there that is really has a good chance of getting more truth out there. And I think it's still going to come out. I really do. And we can't give up on this. We can't just say, oh, well, better luck next time. We've got 2022 and we got 2024. We don't have time to wait.
Right.
We have to fix this stuff now, because, I mean, you see what's happening to our country. They're trying to gut it from the inside. I mean, we have no sovereignty on our southern border. I mean, they are going all in. Yeah. And so do we. We have to be there to stand in the gap.
Yeah, and I would say, a couple of things with that, Liz. Number one, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can look into these audits and still concentrate on 2022 and 2024. We can do both.
Exactly.
Right. Why is one exclusive from the? It's a ridiculous notion, and the people that say that are really not the ones that want to do the hard work. They don't want to be responsible and see exactly what's going on. Maybe because they're afraid of what they might find out. And I'm also hearing from people that what's going on in Arizona and the audit there is being done quite well, and the way that it should be done. I mean, precise. We're talking about unimpeachable, like the way that they are going through the process and what should be happening security wise. And so there are people who are afraid once again about what could turn up, and you can't be. And at the same time, speaking of that, then you have President Trump who's saying, listen, if the president right now and the vice president don't want to visit the border, I'll go. he's ready, right? So like somebody's got to do it. So why not? So again, being concerned about what happened during the election, keeping an eye on that and the audits, but at the same time, knowing that there is an issue along the border, he's heading there, right? Is it June 30th? Is that when he's going?
Yeah, June 30th. We just announced yesterday. This is a big deal because, the people on the front lines need help. I mean, just moral support alone, they've been totally abandoned. They're overwhelmed. I mean, you hear reports from the ground where this is just a military style takeover by the drug cartels, and Biden's given it to them. Right. They've totally abandoned law enforcement, and worse than that, they're not letting them deport criminals. I mean, this is just an absolute travesty what's going on here, and it's by design. I mean, President Trump said make America great again and gave very specific agenda items on how to do that. And then he did it, and we showed he fixed the problem on the border. I mean, it was solved. Those policies work. He got Mexico to help. I mean, that border was secure. Yep. And you see this is by design, undoing all those policies. So it's very important for President Trump to go there, get the reports on the ground, be moral support for our brave men and women on the front lines who are just completely overwhelmed. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting what they're doing. It's total lawlessness, what they're allowing to happen. So it's very important. June 30th, we'll be there in Texas with Governor Abbott. He's going to be there as well. But I mean, we can't wait. We have to get these people, these border communities, we need to give them help. We need to get their local governments, their state governments. We have to organize and be, give them assistance because clearly they're not going to get it from the federal government. And like you said, they're more interested, the Justice Department's more interested in intervening in the Maricopa County audit. They're more interested in trying to stop those results from coming. They're trying to stop the canvas where you can actually go and see, a vacant lot had all these ballots coming from, there's not a real voter behind it. That's what they're interested in stopping.
Yeah.
They are interested in just completely aiding and abetting lawlessness, and it's a totally upside-down situation.
And how many times do people see this, Liz? They see things where they look and just common sense. I'm not even talking about digging into numbers or digging into some of the details that you're bringing up, which is a good thing. But even common sense on the surface and say, what are you worried about? Like, what are you? Why are you doing this? I might even call attention to what we've been talking about this week. The great Julie Kelly, who was on with Mark Levin over the weekend, and who's been on many times on this program and talking about what's going on with January 6th and what's happening with this deplorable jail, as she puts it, and what is happening with that situation. And on the surface, the tens of, 10,000 plus hours of video that nobody gets to see about what happened on January 6th at the Capitol. And what are you hiding? Like, why don't we get to see this? This isn't even, and I can't believe I'm even saying it, Liz. It's like the government is not understanding that it's about us. It's not about you. Like, if we want to see this, we get to see it. It's the people. It's us. It's not about you. But yet they're telling us you can't see it. Well, what are you hiding? Common sense would dictate that there's something there. There's some there.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is some there. Unlike what Peter Strzok said, the second day they opened the investigation. I mean, think of it. They spent $48 million for, years looking into every aspect of President Trump's life. I mean, everything they've said is a lie. And that's what people have really come to realize. And it's really sad because these, formerly trusted institutions, I mean, where's their credibility? And now you're learning what Darren Beatty said on Tucker last night. I mean, they've arrested everybody except, weird FBI informants who were the ones who were organizing and trying to rile people up and try to make something happen on January 6th. Nobody trusts these people anymore. And the really troubling thing is we do not have equal justice right now.
Right.
we on the federal level, especially in one of these awful cities run by these, George Soros attorneys general. I mean, it's utter lawlessness. In New York, they eliminated cash bail, right? Now, the misdemeanor of people who were let in, by the way, they opened the doors. They were taking selfies with Capitol Hill police officers on January 6th. How did that happen, right?
Right.
People, that got caught up in it, misdemeanors, they're stuck in a solitary confinement with no bail, and they're not allowed to get out to see their when their father dies and go to his funeral. A lot of them are veterans. This is a disgrace, and yet look at Portland. They're still rioting, and they're still just dropping all the charges.
Right, Julie Kelly, who brought up about the one individual, $15 million bail that the family was able to gather up, and the judge said no because this was the person that supposedly pepper sprayed the officer, and said that because it's an attack on an officer is why we won't accept the bail. And she's like, well, hold on a second. Did you see 2020? Did you see everything that was going on with the rioting and looting and then the attacking of police officers? And how about that? It's obvious to so many that of what's going on here. And it's not like it's embarrassing or it's awful. I mean, it is dangerous. It is something that has to be called out. And I'm so glad that so many people are looking into this and talking about it. But at the same time, these are the things that we start to see happening now, where we know that the former president was able to correct so many of the wrongs, call out so many of the things that were going on, and how, boy, they didn't like it. To the point where it's not even about we don't like the way he tweets. I hate to break it to everybody, but it was a little deeper than that. And they all know it. And it has to do with some of the dangerous things that are going on that need to be called out and recognized. And
exactly. Yeah. And they're not going to stop, they're not going to stop with raiding Rudy Giuliani's apartment on some trumped up FARA violation. Right. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. They won't stop. That's not how these things go if you study history. That's why it's so important that we as a people recognize it and mobilize against it and speak out and speak the truth. And no matter how much you try to cancel us and suppress us and not let our voice out there, we know we have so many more people on our side. The people are with us.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yep.
And that's why we're going to be getting out there and speaking the truth on all of these issues. We have to. There's not time to wait till the next election. This is too important. Our country's too great to let it slip away and go the way of the rest of the world throughout human history. We're not going to let that happen.
Right. All right, Liz Harrington, you are the best. I've said that many times, and I mean it. And I'm so happy that you will be their spokesperson for Save America and Donald J. Trump. And boy, we got a lot of things to talk about moving forward, to look forward to moving forward. And again, we can do a lot of this, everybody. We can investigate, we can look into, we can talk about the things that have been happening with regards to election integrity and even the issues with January 6th and the things that are starting to pop. And we could also be concerned about and look at and move forward with 22 and 24 important elections. We can do it all. All right, Liz, we'll speak soon. Thanks so much. I appreciate you getting up.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, we'll see you. All right, there she goes. Yep, important stuff happening, and how cool is that she's now the spokesperson for Save America and Donald J. Trump. So as a Trump spokesperson, boy, there'll be a lot of things that will be popping soon, and we will have Liz on, hopefully often. All right, Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. DrewSteele.com is the website if you want to watch. Steele has 3 E's, and we always appreciate that. All right, let's find out what's going on right now with the remainder of our forecast. Who's got it? Who's got it? Oh, Casey Sherman. All right, Casey.
After a few showers this morning, look for additional scattered storms developing for this afternoon. Warm and humid with highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Lows tonight cooling down.